Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. A quick disclaimer for the start of this video is that I'm sick. I woke up on November 1st and my body said, "Are we done?" And I got super sick. I think it's just a bad cold, but I have been really going through it. My voice is coming in and out a lot. It sounds okay right now, actually. I'm kind of surprised. But all this morning, I could not croak out a sentence to save my life. So just bear with me. The other quick disclaimers or notes I want to add before we get into it is that I have not yet made these A5 inserts available in the shop. I'm still working on them. For personal use, I only have like 3 types of pages, but to put them in the shop, I need to make like 40 different types of pages to make it usable as a pack. It just takes me a bit of time, so please bear with me. I'll be very clear when they are available. And also at that point, I'll probably make a video about how I make all my pages in Procreate. I know I've seen people asking for that, and I'm sorry for not replying. Sometimes when I get a lot of comments and I'm behind on them, I don't reply because I worry that I need to answer all of them. Like, I never feel like I can just answer like 1 or 2 questions. I always feel like I need to commit to answering every comment. That's a me problem for sure, but that's why. I have seen the request and I promise I will do that. I will show you how I make my filofax pages in Procreate. For this video, I will make sure to put the font names in the description, so you can check the fonts out. I've seen people asking for that also. Otherwise, I think most other stuff I'll cover in the next video that I make about it when I break stuff down. That way I can launch the pages and I can show you how I do it and you can use the stuff I'm showing you. So hopefully that makes sense and that gets that out of the way. The topic for today's video is that I have finished my first A5 filofax binder. It's full. I ended up swapping into this frosted plastic one. I had previously been using a craft binder, but I didn't love it. They discolor quite quickly when they're in your bag, which, you know, is kind of like a to be loved is to be changed thing. That as someone who can be a little bit of a perfectionist, and who maybe doesn't love grime and dirt that much, it does start to bother me just a little bit. I'm always nervous about where I'm putting it down, that kind of thing. And this one, it has a slimmer profile as well. When you look at them together, like it's quite thick, I guess, the craft binder compared to the thin plastic. So it takes up ever so slightly less room on a shelf. And when you're fighting for space as hard as I am up here, that's a plus. So that is a plus. I like this a lot too because it's clear. I love a semi-transparent or transparent cover for something. I am a big fan. I think something about it makes me feel nostalgic or reminiscent of growing up in the early 2000s when everything was kind of see-through. It just feels fun and I like the layers. So that's something. I picked these up on Amazon. I would rather buy them somewhere else, but I can't find them anywhere else. And then like AliExpress is just the same thing that's being sold on Amazon. Like it's a cycle of drop shipping. And my local stationery shops are getting increasingly poor selection wise. So I picked it up on Amazon and I will put the link in the description. It's just an obligatory Amazon sucks comment basically. But that's where I found it. These business card pockets I've had for a long time. I just have them in my drawer. I'm not sure where I got those from. I have a never-ending supply of them, it seems. But next time I have to buy more, I will let you know where I find those. And then there's no pocket on the back of here at the moment because I had to order more. But I have been using adhesive pockets on the back of all my folders recently, and I just think it's really nice because I like to be able to pop things in there safely when I'm out and about. And I get those on Amazon also. I have my book sleeve and my new folder fits in here perfectly. I actually got a new one. We could open that together and then I can tell you where it's from because I did also see people asking about that. This is a big cover of a lot of questions, I'm sorry. I really like these book sleeves. This one I bought for like Halloween in October, and then I saw that one of the other styles I liked got added in the large size. And I was super excited. It would be nice to have some sort of like seasonal sleeves. I quite like the idea of being able to switch between like a couple of them. Not loads, just a couple. And so I did pick an extra one up. Maybe we can open that now quickly so you can see it, and so that all the useful information is at the front of the video. And then I'll move on to talking about the inside of my binder. So the really nice thing, I'm not sure how much of this is in frame, one of the really nice things about ordering from this shop specifically, at least for me, is that they're UK based, which is always very helpful, but also the packaging is astonishingly cute. It came with this little bookmark with the info for the shop on. I'll also link both covers in the description if they're still available, otherwise I'll just link the shop, but this is the info, the Cozy Book Company. And so far so good. They're really nice quality. I have a couple of peeling threads, but I do use it as a protector for my cover when it's in my bag. I'm losing my voice. I do use it in my bag. It gets roughed about, it gets caught in the zip, like that's 100% on me. Really recommend them. I think they're really lovely. So this is the second cover that I picked up. It's so soft. They're really they're a little bit padded, so they have a really nice feel to them. So this one to me is more of like an explicitly September through October feel. It is generic enough that I would use it the rest of the year, but it felt very good for the spooky season. This one is more of like an everyday goth cover, which I like. I just think it's really neat. It's just like a little repeating pattern, a sort of gothic, how would you call this? There's a word and I can't, like an embellishment, I guess, and then there's some little skulls tucked in, and I just think I'm excited to shift into this for November. I always find the transition from October to November quite hard. I miss Halloween. Like it's so much build up for one day, and if you're dealing with any kind of stuff or you're busy in the middle, it's just like it's over so quickly. I did kind of extend Halloween through this week to November 5th, but I was sick the whole time, so I really wanted to spend the week watching films with my dad, eating snacks, that kind of thing, but my appetite has been non-existent. I've also had a problem where, because of my cold and like coughing and blowing my nose a lot, my ears have been like chronically popped, like I can't unpop my ears, so everything sounds really loud and tinny. So we've not been watching movies, so that kind of sucked. I don't know if I can really afford to extend it into the second week of November. I kind of need to be back at work, but there we go. So it's nice to put this one away, I guess, because it feels more seasonal, and to have this one as a gentle replacement. I still have my Halloween mug out, but I'll probably swap that out soon as well. And then by the end of November, I start sort of sliding into Christmas. So it's nice to have the transitions, basically. They're both the large size, so it should still fit. There we go. Perfect. And yeah, just to be clear, I use the large size that he makes. The small one doesn't fit A5 binders, but the large one is perfect. This one is a bit snugger than the other one, but it still fits with no issue, so that's great. Putting those aside for now, my binder is full. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been feeling very content. I'm hoping I can hold on to that feeling. We'll see what happens in the spring, but at least for the winter I'm hoping I can hold on to this. It just seems to be fulfilling all of my needs right now, and it's strange to find myself here because this is mostly a digital approach, and then I print it all out and make it tactile again. I put the tactility back into it to give myself the analog feel, I guess. So it's very much a unification between the two. It's a strange way to be. But it's not bad, and it is working, so it's like, can't really fault it. I will say the nice thing about this binder is it sits a lot flatter than I expected. My craft one does not sit flat. When I open it wide, it like lifts, and then when there's more weight on one side, the other side pings up. So this is really helpful. Much better. Again, I'm wondering if everything is in frame. Hopefully it is. So as you can see, when I press on the paper, there's only a little bit of give. It is mostly full. These are not huge rings, but it's kind of nice. It's holding exactly 2 months of paper, which is quite impressive and quite helpful because it means I can fill sort of like 6 a year potentially, maybe 4 or 5 a year depending on quieter and busier periods. But it's working. I went back to A5. I think I mentioned this, but I'll mention it again just in case. I initially went back to A5 because I thought maybe that would help fill my FOMO for the Hobonichi cousin. The cousin is something I always seem to be drawn back to at some point, normally in the spring. And I wondered if trying A5 filofax again would help. I did personal, well, I did, my filofax journey has been A5 personal and then taking a big break and then personal and then back to A5. And the first time I did personal, I don't think I put like a load of work into it. My style of working and making my own pages has definitely developed a lot since then. And I think that's made a pretty big difference to how I go about things and how much more attached I feel to my pages. So I don't know what else there is to say. Bear with me, because as I say, I'm ill and I'm doing a struggle. So I think it is helping. I think it has worked. I've kind of loosely set up my daily pages on the sort of size and format of the Hobonichi cousin pages, or at least the way that I was working in them. So I've given myself some room at the top for the date and the indexing, and then I've given myself a big margin, and then I do that thing still where I cut the page like a third of the way down. And that's a way of working I used in the Hobonichi cousin to make the size of the page more manageable. And I just kind of like having those different spaces to add stuff to. I think it makes things less intimidating. It makes things a bit more dynamic. So that's worked. I think the idea of kind of working at this size and giving myself the room that I sometimes want and need is more helpful than trying to force myself to stay smaller, and then try to make how would you call it, compromises every now and then. Like with the personal size, every time I went away and I had postcards, it was really difficult because the postcards didn't fit in the binder. But in this one, I have a lot of postcards, and like I even have one of those goofy oversized postcards that I love to talk about. And it fits in here now, and I didn't have to worry about it. There was no compromise to make. It was just hole punch it and it's in. And I really like not having to make those compromises. I know that A5 is kind of a, how would you call it? It's not a preferred size for most people in filofax. I think filofax people are always trying to see how small they can go. But I think it's been quite freeing the last 2 months to realise that maybe that doesn't work for me. Like personal was always the smallest I could go, and even then I wasn't in true personal size. I was in Franklin Covey compact size, which gives you an extra centimetre or so. Like I couldn't even commit to the narrow format, so it's been really freeing. I think that's kind of all I have to say about these pages. As I say, I'll put the font information in the description. I have a couple of reprinted pages to switch out. This one has illustrations now. It was for the zine, and I have that to the side waiting to be hole punched. I also reprinted my October calendar because I had a couple of updated appointments on there, or like memories. This one. Yep, I have a couple of bits added down here for the end of the month, so I need to swap that out. Basically what I thought I might do for this video is go through and add more stickers, because I really want to do that. The idea was kind of always to add more stickers and to make it more textured as I go. And I have a lot of like tipped in bits, I guess you would call it. At least not since the beginning. I haven't actually added too many stickers as I've gone through. Only a couple here and there, mostly because every now and then I have to reprint a page depending where it falls in the binder, and so I just haven't done it yet. I have a couple here, but even I think this one had to be reprinted, and then I had to peel this one up and stick it back down. So I've been kind of waiting, and I thought it might be really nice actually to wait until the end of the second month and then go through the whole book and layer up stickers. So I thought basically for this video, that's what I would do, is I would tell you that it's finished and tell you those bits, and then you could watch me fill it out for archive. I have a couple more receipts and stuff to add. I have a cinema ticket floating around in here somewhere near the end. Here it is. Oh no, that's Salem's Lot. I have another one. Oh, the glue. There it is, Prince Charles Cinema Blair Witch. Okay, so I need to photocopy this one, but I'm actually out of paper. not the paper I used to print on, but the textured paper I use for photocopying and adding bits in the middle. I'm out of that paper. I'm actually meant to run errands today, but because I'm sick, my dad is very kindly going to do it. He's going to run the orders to the post office and he's going to pick me up some more paper. So I'll do that later or tomorrow. And then I also have, I think, I found an old Blair Witch cinema poster that I want to add as well. So I'll also be doing that. So I have a couple of tip-in bits like that to add. You can really see how full the rings are here. It's very satisfying, I can't lie. At the end, I added my photos from Halloween, from that walk I did with Bronte. I did it in that big photo album style spread I talked about in the Halloween video. Some photos from Halloween itself. I think this is where the Blair Witch bits will go, maybe. Why is it dented here? What happened? Up here, is it from the metal tab? Can you guys see it? It's like dented. There's like a little valley at the top of the page. Things that bother me that I try not to be bothered by. So at the end, I also added the films I watched in October. For the next binder, I'll do it from now until the end of the 2 months. So from November, December. But I only started this like 2 weeks ago and I couldn't remember what I had watched before that. So that was a pitfall. But I started on the 8th of October, so that's not terrible. And I collected all the films I watched. So I watched Lake Mungo, which was really good. Saw Salem's Lot in the cinema. I watched Sinister 2, which is not a good film, but Sinister 1 is one of my favourites. I watched Abigail, which I really enjoyed. I think a few people have been telling me to watch that, and I did think it was really good. There was a bit when I was watching it, and I was like, surely this isn't it. It's so cheesy feeling. And then there was some twists and turns and some stuff happened and some other stuff happened, and I was like, I caught myself being like, okay, actually maybe this is good. But for a minute there I was like, this can't be for real. So I actually did really enjoy that. There was a surprise, what's his name? I'm always talking about him with my dad, Matthew Good, because he's in one of my favorite TV shows, or he's in a TV show that is not my favorite but is made from one of my favorite book series. He's in a lot of stuff and I'm always like jump scared by his appearance. And there was a surprise Matthew Good jump scare at the end, which my dad and I laughed about, so it was good. Paranormal Activity, I rewatched that one for the nostalgia, and then I saw the Blair Witch Project in the cinema. And then I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas. My brother and I always watch that on Halloween together. It's like a family tradition. And then the following morning we watched Addams Family Values and then Evil Dead Rise, which my dad and I watched together last year for the first time. And we thought that it was such a silly, awful, gory, like every irrational fear that you have kind of horror movie, and we wanted my brother to see it. It's not a great film, but it is good, and it's like it's one that has you on the edge of your seat and like being like, oh god, no, that's so gross, and like covering your eyes a bit. And you don't have to have watched any of the previous Evil Dead stuff to enjoy it. It's not necessary. It's a really good standalone, in my opinion. So those are the films I watched. For the next binder, I'll be looking at including books as well, and probably music, but this is why I need to sit down and work on the A5 inserts, because at the moment I've just been making what I needed as I go, and I don't actually have a full setup to pull from. If you have used the personal inserts, you'll know that there's pages for like games to play, books to read, like the stuff you've been watching. There's like quite a big roundup of pages. Right now I just have like my weekly pages. I have that commonplace style page I use for all my entries, and then I just have that watch list. I don't even have like a year to view page. It's just a calendar. So there's a lot of work to be done. That being said, I appreciate your patience while you wait for it. That is next on my to-do list, although yesterday I did work on the oracle cards I mentioned in August. Trying not to get too distracted by that, because the A5 inserts do have to come first. I've also had a couple of messages about the personal inserts for 2025, and what I'll do is update the like year to view page, so the one that has all the months on it. I'll update that. Everything else I think is undated, so it will remain undated. I'm not going to offer any of it fully dated because it's very time consuming and it kind of sucks. And I think the nice thing about this system is that it doesn't need to be dated. It can just be used as and when people want to use it, if you know what I mean. So hopefully that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna add stickers. It's getting very dark in here and I am losing my voice. My nose is starting to run, so things are good. I'm gonna add stickers. I have a lot of stickers that I can use. I'm just gonna tuck them into all the little places, I think, and layer some stuff up. I think what I'll do is film that over the next couple of days and then aim to upload Friday like normal. And we will see where we get to. Maybe at the end I'll do another talking segment and show you everything. Otherwise maybe I'll just film a quiet flip if I'm not any better. But this is working for me, in case anyone was interested in the follow-up, I guess, or how it's developing and how it's going. You'll all be pleased to hear that I am currently consistent and settled in a system, and I'm having a really good time, actually, so... I'm not sure if I'm really feeling better today. My nose is clearer, but my throat hurts. I've been doing a little bit of stickering just now. I did film it, but like all my clips are 20 minutes long and nothing happens in them. It's really annoying. And I'm running out of phone storage. So we have a situation. I was just spending way too long doing this. I think I kind of want to add some little collage-y elements like this in some of the empty spaces in my weekly sections. I think that might be kind of cute. So this is the first one I did. It's literally on the other side of September. It's taken me a lifetime. But I think it's cute. I think that's kind of what I want to do. So I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to try and work through the pages and see if I can get them looking kind of nice. This is pretty cool though. I think this is okay. So I'll leave that now because I've been looking at it for too long already, and I will come back to it. This one, there's some small stickers through here already. What? That's Wednesday shaking off in case you didn't hear. Yesterday I went through and added all my index stickers, and then it was getting dark by the time I finished, but we got that done. There's some bits already through here, some ants down here. Maybe I'll add something else up here too. Don't know what though. I've got more bugs. Could add more bugs. Maybe the dung beetle is cool because of all the gold. I have so many sticker sheets on my desk right now. These ones are nice. Don't know if the blue is right though. I think I have some other ones. Yeah, Bronte gave them to me. Although I don't know green is the vibe either. Maybe the push pen? I think that's okay. I feel like I need something else small down here, but maybe like a... not this one, but the ones that are like this. Maybe one of these. Maybe not. Maybe I'll leave it for now and come back to it because this is all taking me way too long. Too many sticker sheets for my own good. So I have a gap on this one, but I have some autumn leaves that Bronte sent me. And I think I might take one of those off. She's just put them on with some tape, and I might put the red one maybe on there. Let's see. See, I feel like that might look kind of cool. I think I have, well, I have some little dots. I could use a white dot to hold it, or I could use one of the safety pin stickers. Let me take it off the rings. Maybe the... okay, I feel like that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll have to put some little bit of glue on the bottom of the leaf, but I don't know if I want to risk that. I might just see how it goes and leave it for now. I think these ones are all fine, there's stuff going on. I think it's just kind of like where I flick through and I see something and I think, ah, there might be good. I wonder if maybe putting something on the back of here might be nice. Maybe the other leaf. Just so it's not empty. Nice. So here we have a gap. Maybe I'll put some stationery stuff in here because this was the week of the stationery meetup. So I finished stickering up the rest of my binder yesterday. I didn't film all of it because it took me a long time and I'm not sure how much you actually want to see. This video itself is already a lot longer than I expected. Hopefully it's been interesting or at least useful as like background noise or body doubling. I added these stickers to the front. They're both from Sticky Club, not as part of a subscription but just as single sheets. So this one is like a little embellished M for Megan, and the skull is nice for numbering my binders. I think I added one to my new binder as well. I just think they'll be kind of nice. On the back I added my adhesive pocket. Oops, my cinema ticket's getting squeezed. Again, just because it's something that I find really useful. Because of the elastic in the binder, I did have to put it quite far over, so hopefully that's going to work fine when the new binder is in like practical use. And I've just got my tickets in there for now. I guess we don't need to flip through the binder again, as we've already done it, but I am pretty happy with how things turned out. I like this collage with all the green bits. Wednesday, what are you doing, girl? Settle, please. Settle. Don't know why she's scratching the carpet. So I added this little green collage for Bog Week when I went to the bog, and I quite like how that turned out. Obviously that grocery collage I did on the first one that I showed you, I liked that too, and I added some more bits to my September calendar as well that I think turned out kind of nice. It's nice to use a few different styles of stickers to see if I can make them work together, I guess. It's been kind of good. All of the sticker sheets I used were either my own, the kamio ones that I mentioned previously, or they were from Sticky, as in like Sticky Club, whatever you call it, or they're from Mini Super Sticker Club. So that's where like all my stickers are from. I really only have them from like 4 places. Anything else, like the paper clips and the safety pins, were little gifts from Bronte, so you might have to go and ask Bronte where she got them from. But everything else is just from those few shops. Other bits like this one, this was on a package that I received from Kat, so I don't know where that's from either. But all of the ones I used are from those few places. If you have a question about a specific sticker, you can leave it in the comments and I will try and find the source for you. And I'll make sure to keep on top of the comments this week if anyone has any questions. If I try and keep on top of them from the start, it's not so overwhelming, so we'll aim for that. So wrapping up then, because this one is finished, I have started setting up my new binder. Nothing happening in here yet, but I did add my little business card pocket. I'll find a photo for that. I added like an isopod. I added these little bunnies with red eyes and they're like glittery. I really like that. And obviously my number 2 skull. And on the back I have my big adhesive pocket waiting to go as well. I have a few pages finished on my iPad for this binder for the week. I just haven't printed them yet. I guess I've been waiting to wrap up the previous binder to have the closure. But I finished it. It's finished. I did 2 months in A5 filofax. Gonna start month number 3. I feel good about it, to be honest with you. I feel quite content. So here's hoping I can hold on to that. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time.